quality of life in later years is high. Again, it's a myth that older people are not enjoying life and that they're depressed. This is, again, Australian data, but it is reflective of similar data that has been collected globally for the last 2 decades. Here, 77% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with their life. 83% of those, aged 65 to 75, reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with their life, compared to only 73% of people in their middle years. Why might that be? Midlife is the time when most people are more stressed and discontent. It's because lots of stuff is going on in middle life. You have family and mortgages and many other pressures. Only 6% reported that they felt either mostly dissatisfied, unhappy, or terrible about their lives. This is the same estimate as for all ages. One common factor across cultures is the experience of feeling younger than one's chronological age, which has been demonstrated in several studies internationally. Also, the older one is, the greater the gap between one's actual age and how old one feels. Typically, after age 65, people generally feel about 10 years younger than their chronological age. Despite varying contexts and circumstances, largely individual factors, particularly physical and mental well-being, both objective and subjective, contribute to one's subjectively imagined age. Finally, a longitudinal study found that the higher the person's subjective age, the higher their chance of experiencing poor health and higher mortality, even after adjusting for potential contributing factors. In other words, the closer our perceived and actual ages are, the worse off we're actually likely to be. So what are the secrets to aging well? Rowan Kahn, geropsychologist in 1997, asked, what are the 3 ingredients for successful aging? Number 1, minimize your risk factors for disease and disability. Number 2, continue to have high physical and mental engagement in life. And number 3, have high social engagement in life. That's a formula that you could replicate that would decrease risk for physical and mental illness. Physical activity in support of physical and mental health is increasingly emerging as a key element of health maintenance, as well as supporting independent living in later life. Maintaining physical activity, as well as minimizing periods of inactivity, is consistently supported as improving health across the lifespan, including later life. So, that's what the research is telling us. But what do older people themselves think are the key ingredients to aging well? A number of cross-cultural reviews of surveys of older individuals have found that older adults think about aging well in much the same way as researchers and policymakers. Older adults generally take a more holistic view of aging well, incorporating aspects of physical and emotional health, as well as social and functional domains. Although cultural and gender differences emerge from such cross-cultural investigations, overall, the similarities of view shared by older people outweigh their differences.